Our final act was of resistance and a show that the Washichu couldn't control our destiny. Washichu is not the white man. Washichu is a disease that the Western Europeans brought to these shores. They were the first carriers of the disease of Washi-Ichu, fat taking. They're not the disease. So we've got to be a relative to the non-indigenous that are oftentimes unwittingly culpable in the occupation. And that's what this is an occupation, and in time this too will pass. But in looking back and in retrospection, I understand now that we're continually slapped upside the head and continually told that we're dumb dogs, lazy dogs, drunken dogs. But what I'm realizing is we're not dogs at all. We're wolves. Shungmanatu oyate ki. Washichu scientists will tell you that the only difference between the domesticated dog, Canis domesticus, and the wolf, Canis lupus, is the domestication, or lack thereof. They're genetically the same thing. It's that the dog has had its original instructions erased. It's been civilized, cityfied. It's been domesticated. Like the wolf, the Lakota don't know that domestication. They wish we would just participate, just pull ourselves up by them bootstraps like their grandpappy did when he came to this promised land. Yet damn them, they won't do it. Why won't they? Well, they must like that. Oh, they like being that way. Hell. It's not anything about like or desire. It's about necessity. Only the insane would be sane in this insanity. We're so human. We're so in touch with ourselves that this insanity makes us crazy. And because we're from a matriarchal, matrilineal, matricentric, matrisocial people, and we're not of the paternal order, instead of exploding with our pain, spreading our misery like the three cousins do to each other, we implode. And because we implode to the Washichu, we're powerless. Because the only thing the Washichu responds to is aggression. It's funny they call this warlike, and I always say it's because every time they came at us it was aggression. If you went and every woman you ever met you raped, and you were asked, hey, tell me about women, what are they like? You'd say, oh, they're fierce, they like to fight, they're warlike. It's because every time you came up to one, you tried to fuck her. Of course she's gonna fight you. Fight or be fucked. It's funny they pull in tourists because this is where the Lakota are, where the Sioux are. Yet I know they wish we would just go away because we might be seen by those tourists. Look at it, when South Dakota is sincere about advertising, they don't use a cowboy, they don't use cows, they don't use homesteaders, they stick an Indian on there, either dancing or riding a horse or looking stoic or something, because that's what their draw is. We're just another form of reptile gardens or marine life or another tourist trap. We're just pre-packaged tom-tom sets to them. Big Chief powwow set with a tom-tom headdress and tomahawk. I just bought this at the gift shop here at Dinosaur Hill. Big chief. That's connoting a sense of that hierarchical paradigm of the paternal order. We had no chiefs, we had itanchans. We had people who fulfilled the will of the people. We didn't have people that told the masses what to do. We had people, leaders, who were guided by the people to chart a course. And tom-tom and headdress, a headdress is a wapaha. It's not a war bonnet. A wapaha is a very powerful, a very wankan, a very sacred entity. Not to mention what they're calling tom-tom. To us, the drum is the embodiment, the physical manifestation of the heart of the Lakota Oyate, the Lakota nation. And the beat of the drum is literally the heartbeat of the people. If this is what we get things like Western Warrior, still playing off the cowboys and Indians. Isn't that funny? There's a savage on his horse, and he's attacking the good people, just trying to find their manifest destiny, but there's the guy in the white hat with the Winchester ready to shoot him out of the saddle. Aim high. Aimed a little too high, it looks like. But they play off this. They play off this like it's dead, like it's over with. But as you can see, the battle for the hills continue. You've got all these statues of the presidents. Right here in front of Alex Johnson, you've got George Washington. And there you got Ronald Reagan. And in front of Prairie Edge, you've got the only other figurative statue downtown. And it's of a indigenous man, head bowed, with his hands bound behind his back, surrounded by all these presidents. Somebody once asked me what I thought about that sculpture, and I said, well, I wouldn't mind it because we are bound by them. But he should be looking up.
In the smoke of sacred fires, lifted up like holy hands, understand there's something wrong, there's trouble on the land. Crystal furrows, hungry eyes, conquistadors, golden lies. So many ways to steal the prize. Who cares if one more native dies? King's decree across the waves, and Comiendo makes us slaves. The Holy Church, the blood that saves 100 million unmarked graves. Our relatives are watching, our spirit helpers near. 500 years of genocide. Who's left to hear? Who's left to hear? Sacred pueblos,